In tonight's breaking story, Donald Trump's Cuban voters just revolted in a brutal Sunday shocker. That's right, Donald Trump's night just keeps getting worse and worse. I almost feel bad for him, but oh wait, no I don't. How's it going, everybody? Hunter Avalone here with Occupy Democrats. Welcome back to another video. Now, Donald Trump is absolutely unhinged. He's attacking Democrat policies, but at the end of the day, this only hurts everyone.
And that's what AOC said. She said, Trump, if he dislikes you and he finds that you didn't vote for him, he will not advocate for you. He will not be seen as representing you.
No, I mean, worse yet.
She said, I represent everyone. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you voted for me. You are part of my constituency. I am making your life better. I am not making it worse because of who you are.
This is exactly the point. This is exactly the point. He is nothing but partisan vengeance. And he's taking money away. He says, I'm going to take away from the money away from Democrat programs. Well, what's a Democrat program? I mean, if you're talking about health care
the rebrand
or child care,
yeah.
Or you're talking about anything else, the infrastructure
yeah,
that people
demos,
need.
it's for the people.
Well, you tell me a Democrat program, and I'll tell you that it's not a Democrat program. It's a people's program. There's this notion somehow, and again, it's in Trump, but he's infecting the entire Republican Party with this deep, entrenched, angry partisanship, which is that it's us versus them. You know, the Americans are divided between the good guys and the bad guys. It's very dangerous.
And as a result of Donald Trump's insanity, Republicans everywhere are also insane.
I want to press you a little bit more about when your Republican colleagues confess to feeling fear. Explain that a little further. Fear of what? Fear of the mob? Fear of violence? Fear of the president? Or is it just fear for their own careers?
Yeah, many of them, it's more about fear for their own careers. Just the idea that, this is a president that with one tweet can end your political career. Get somebody to run against you or just, tank your support. But it grows beyond that. I mean, I've seen how, some of my colleagues, when they take a vote that the president then attacks, I see the hate and the vitriol that they are on the receiving end on. I actually see people following them through the halls of Congress, taunting them, ridiculing them to their face, not to mention what's happening on social media. I had Republican colleagues in the House that told me about how they do fear for their lives or the safety of their families with the threats that they're getting to their homes.
And from their own political base, I want to emphasize that. This isn't some Antifa phantom menace. This is, violence wherever it comes from is 100% wrong. But specifically, these Republicans are telling you they're afraid from the far right for violence against them and their families. Is that right?
That's right. For standing up to the Trump administration in whatever way that they were.
And now Trump's Cuban voters just revolted in a brutal Sunday shocker. That's right, take a look at tonight's top story. President Trump is losing his grip on one of his most loyal voter blocs, Cuban Americans. A community that once helped fuel his rise in Florida is now revolting against his own policies, particularly the new Cuba travel ban that's tearing families apart. For decades, Cuban Americans were treated differently from nearly any other immigrant group, granted easier paths to residency and federal benefits, part of a Cold War strategy meant to undermine the Castro regime. But under Trump's second administration, that long-standing preferential treatment has come to an abrupt end. His White House claims the new travel restrictions are meant to protect the U.S. from terrorism, but many Cubans say it's nothing more than political cruelty dressed up as national security. The Washington Post profiled several Trump supporters who are now speaking out. One of them, Arely Diaz-Leal, lives in Tampa. She's been waiting nearly a decade for her son's visa. After the new travel ban, her chances of reuniting with him are slim to none. I love Trump, she told the Post, but I don't think it's fair. Another, Laimi Reyes-Figueiredo, legally immigrated to Miami in 2022, leaving behind her teenage daughter with the plan to reunite this year. Instead, she got a devastating denial letter. How is a child a terrorist? She asked, a question now echoing through Cuban communities across Florida. Even among those willing to challenge the administration legally, there's hesitation. Attorney Curtis Morrison, who represents a Cuban father suing over the policy, said many were too afraid of betraying Trump to join the case. In his words, at the end of the day, they were just, no, we don't want to sue Trump. That contradiction, loving the man while suffering under his rule, shows how fractured the MAGA movement is becoming. For years, Cuban Americans were Trump's firewall in Florida politics. But now, with families divided and visas frozen, that loyalty is cracking. This isn't just a political miscalculation, it's a warning sign. Even some of Trump's most devoted followers are starting to realize that his policies don't just hurt his enemies, they hurt his own people too. Thanks so much for watching. Please click that like button and subscribe to Occupy Democrats so that you can stay informed and help us stop Donald Trump.